Today, we're looking for finicky midsummer walleye.
We're in the Missinabie area of Ontario, a destination that is known for great walleye fishing. Our home base for the shoot is Ernie's Cottages and Campgrounds on the shores of Dog Lake.
We're obviously here for walleye. We want to try and take advantage of what this area is famous for.
Oh! That 1 inch.
That's a decent walleye. The camera cannot do justice to what we're seeing right now around us.
The Fishin' Canada Show, brought to you in part by Yozuri Fishing Lures, fish the best. Mercury Outboards, go boldly. And Outdoor Canada, Canada's only national fishing and hunting magazine.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Fishin' Canada Show. Today, we're looking for finicky midsummer walleye. Now, it's the first week of August, and although it hasn't been brutally hot, it is the peak summer period. The majority of July has had mile-high skies and lots of sunshine beaming down on lakes in this area, which means tough fishing conditions. And with all that said, of course, typical when we arrive on a new shooting location, everybody grab your rain gear.
We're in the Missinabie area of Ontario, a destination that is known for great walleye fishing. This includes Dog Lake, Big and Little Missinabie, Whitefish, Manitowoc, and Wabatongashi lakes, along with an array of smaller bodies of water, all of which are phenomenal walleye producers. Our home base for the shoot is Ernie's Cottages and Campgrounds on the shores of Dog Lake. And right about now, we're pretty much stuck in one of Ernie's cabins. Hey, it's comfy and it's dry. By the way, it's not that we can't fish in these conditions. The fact is, we can't film. A wet lens equals bad imagery.
Well, maybe an Outdoor Journal radio podcast is in order. Well, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Outdoor Journal Radio, the podcast. First of all, I'm Angelo Viola. He is Peter Bowman.
Hello there. And we're not shooting the episode right now because we're sitting here waiting for this to clear out. So that when the boys go out there, he can get his camera out in the rain and...
The weather's finally cleared and we're chomping at the bit. Our first stop is a big cabbage weed bed extending out into deeper water from an island. If the walleye are there, we're at business. As for the fishing, we're obviously here for walleye. There are pike and smallmouth bass in the system. However, we want to try and take advantage of what this area is famous for.
Got 1 inch. The weed bed. Is it a pike? No, it's a walleye.
Walleye. Wow.
Bad. Not bad.
You know, I thought I saw something in there. I didn't want to
called it. You called it, buddy. He's not huge, but he's a nice start.
So was he right in the thick of it?
I dropped, well, I was right in the point of the weeds, right at the very edge, right?
Yeah.
Don't jump off yet, baby. Look at that ugly pink thing I use in there, buddy. So Ange literally spotted this fish. There was 2 of them with the live scope.
Yeah, we would not have caught that without live
Dropped
scope.
it straight in this cabbage bed, weed bed, straight down. Because you can't throw a horizontal bait to them when they're stuck in the weeds like that. We watched the fish swim down, and then I lifted it up real slow. I felt like weeds, and then I set the hook, and it was a fish. That's awesome. That is so cool. There you go, buddy. Okay. There's a few here. We're fishing a nice little island. It's a little mid-lake island. Got lots of rock and everything around, and it's perfect structure and all that, but there's this giant cabbage weed bed that goes way back there and comes all the way out, and we're sitting on the point of it right now. Now, we've been scoping a lot, and we've seen some bait around there, but not a whole lot of activity until Ange just saw those 2 blobs in the weeds. He says, is that fish? Because they were sitting still. Sometimes you can't tell. And then we saw them move a little bit. We said, okay, let's see.
Catch the other one. That'd be the best.
Things are looking up. While pitching jigs, we hit a walleye almost instantly in the weed bed. This could turn into an outstanding action-packed day. It's a pike. Just the way he hit, you could tell it's a pike. You know what I mean? Yeah. Girthy little guy, but what a difference in the hit here, folks. It was like this pike literally just nailed that. He's a small pike, but he just literally nailed that jig. Hey, perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. So the walleye, when I dropped it down, the walleye didn't even show. We saw him on the scope, otherwise I had no idea the fish bit. And I just lifted and it felt like weeds or whatever, so you set the hook just in case. That guy I was lifting up and down and boom, he just took off with it. So that's the difference in pike and walleye.
Okay, we realize that there will be northerns mixed in with walleye. That's something we've come to expect in Northern Ontario. Yes, pike mixed with walleye is one thing, but we didn't expect this many small pike in this cabbage patch. Time to move on.
It's a walleye.
Walleye.
It's actually not a bad fish. Get another 1 inch.
That's a decent walleye. What these two guys are doing at the back of FNC1.
Since it's obvious that pitching jigs into the weeds is going to drive us into small pike nauseum, we decided to break out the trolling gear and deep diving minnow baits to suit. Since the wind isn't ripping yet, Ange and I are going to troll with our electric motor while fishing from the front of the boat. That way we can hold our fishing rods in our hands and make sure we can work on hooking up with light biters. As well, it gives us a quick opportunity to anchor the trolling motor and cast a fish we see on the live scope. It's a walleye.
Walleye.
He caught funny. It's actually not a bad fish.
That's not a bad fish at all. Just weirdly caught.
Yeah, you got him on the old, what do you call that? Wonder Bread Yozuri, buddy.
Now he's got a bit of weight to him.
Buddy, that's a good fish. Whoa.
That is a really good fish.
Look at that, he pulled the hook out of the front.
Yeah, and he's caught underneath. Be careful. Yeah, I got it.
There. That should come
Just
out.
the one hook. Nice.
On Wonder Bread. That's great. So we're just trolling and covering water, and she says, let's go to 31 feet of water. So I've been trying to stay in 31 feet of water and run a brake line here. Let me put her back. It's a nice fatty, that one. Very cool. We'll go again. We're in 24 right now. Look at it, it's loaded down there.
I'm one of those anglers who likes to throw natural, perfect-looking baits. Hey, if fish are eating perch, for instance, I want my bait to resemble a perch. Beat, on the other hand, well, he goes way off the rails sometimes when it comes to color choices. A lot of times it doesn't work out for him, but every once in a while he pulls out something like purple Wonder Bread. And lo and behold, it actually catches fish. Go figure.
Get another 1 inch. Fighting kind of weird.
Uh-oh. Pike weird or walleye?
No, walleye weird for now.
Nice.
I mean, now he's coming in easy now, but he stopped the rod real hard. Could have been swimming back, you know, away from us. They're all going under the boat because of the way we're drifting.
You're drifting right over him,
Yeah.
that's why.
He's fighting.
You sound surprised.
Well, you know, we've got a few small ones, so.
Yeah, sure have. You're good.
There he is. There's something, I see the back.
Oh.
It's a walleye, for sure.
It's a walleye, for sure, but he's kind of, I bet he's hung on his cheek.
Yeah, he is. Looks like he is.
Yeah.
That's why he's pulling
makes
hard,
them feel
too.
like they're twice the size.
Yeah. Still a decent
That's
fish.
nice. Yeah.
So they're, oh yeah, that's a good one. So they're even slashing at these
Slashing
crankbaits,
at it.
right? They're
Wow.
not even, yeah, they're accidentally hooked.
Whoops, he's off. Nice. That's the way you get them off. Let them do it themselves.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay,
Perfect.
another. They're all about the same, eh?
Yeah.
They're all like cookie cutters.
Supposed to be
Nice
some big ones in here.
Fat
though.
walleye, yeah. I mean, I think hopefully as the evening goes on, the bigger girls will come out. Just random trolling over a point. That's it. We just keep going back and forth, and it seems like going against the wind is the only one that's working. Another one, Angie.
Look at you go.
Look at us troll them up, buddy. That's a Walter.
Nice.
As long as he doesn't come out of the crankbait, comes out of his mouth, because he's not bad. Ooh, come on, girl. He, she, it. Wow. Got her. That's a better fish.
That is a nice fish.
And the bait popped out. Thank you very much. Hey, not bad, buddy. We're on a trolling pattern. Nice walleye. Again, on the Wonder Bread. The crazy colors. That's insane.
That is crazy.
Using baits like that. These floating ones are nice when we're working a rock pile like this, because if he gets hung up, a lot of times he'll grab like this into a rock or something like that, and just let it float and go float out. Suspending or sinking will not do that. A lot of times you lose the bait. So, okay, let's get at her.
Okay. I realized that earlier on I said I was a natural bait kind of guy, but enough is enough. I gotta tap out and submit to this crazy look, or should I say, what the heck does that represent anyways? Purple Wonder Bread? Go on, buddy.
He's not bad. You don't want to sling him in. You don't want to.
No, you gotta sling it.
Put him in there.
Oh,
He's
good,
off.
good,
See that?
good,
Look at that.
good.
These fish are very cooperative for us today.
That's it. You're lucky though, I gotta tell you. we're not eating today, boy. That's a decent walleye.
Good one?
Yeah, we're getting a little bit bigger.
Hey, I like that color you're using.
You like that?
Hey, not bad.
I read it in a magazine.
This is the best fish yet. That's a good one, bud. That's a really good one. Come out of that, come off the hook. Beautiful.
Nice.
23 for sure.
Yeah, getting close. Getting close to what we're looking for.
Yeah.
This lake has got some big walleye. We've been told stories of 30s and 32s inchers, which are magnificent walleye.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we're hoping to tap into one before that sun goes down.
It's getting better as the sun's going now too.
They're getting bigger and bigger. Here we go. So I converted. He convinced me. I couldn't stand it anymore. I switched over to the same Wonder Bread
color
pattern: purple, white, yellow dot, purple dot, and pink dot. And it's
very natural looking.
Yeah, of course. That's what they're feeding on is Wonder Bread. Who wouldn't eat Wonder Bread?
That's a good fish, bud.
Okay,
like
let's start upgrading. So, whoa! Right, broke my line. You spooled me, just like that. He's on, Pete.
Got him, buddy? Bigger than you think. It's a good walleye. Dog Lake is located in northern Ontario in the district of Algoma. It has a surface area of 13,209 acres and a perimeter of 192 kilometers, which is 120 miles. The deepest point is 76 plus meters or 245 feet, with a mean depth of 12.5 meters or just over 41 feet. There are numerous islands. It's fed mainly by the Loch Ness River system at the north end and flows out of the south end, forming the Michipicoten River system.
Our trip was based near the town of Missinaba, which is located on the northeast shore of Dog Lake. The main game fish species here are walleye, northern pike, lake trout, smallmouth bass, whitefish, and burbot. Now that the wind has picked up and fishing from the front of the boat is much more difficult, we're shifting to the more conventional trolling method and putting the rods in a rod holder. Now, we're still using the electric motor for propulsion, but we're just fishing from a different position.
Trolling is often a game of feet and even inches. Ange and I have seen many days when a 2-foot depth change could be the ticket. As well, if you accidentally sway even a short distance off an effective trolling line or pass, that could spell either success or disaster. A GPS fish finder combo is absolutely essential.
Got an interesting setup here that you might be wondering what these two guys are doing at the back of FNC1. We normally are fishing off the front, but since we started trolling, we decided, you know what, this might just work out a whole lot better for all of us if we use the remote control on the Garmin motor from back here. We're using our rod holders, which is perfect for this type of fishing. The waves are starting to get a little bit unmanageable, so it's a lot safer for us back here anyways. And it just worked out really well. I mean, we've got our extra sonar sitting right here in the dash, which is really cool because we can see everything that's happening up front on this Garmin screen. I don't think we've ever done this. This is really comfortable.
This is pretty rare for us to do this. And the key is, that's a 300 horsepower racing motor. It does not troll for walleye speed. So you'd either have to run your paddles off the power poles or you'd have to run drift socks. Well, you know what, the easiest way for us is to run the Garmin. We got the remote here. It gives full control of everything. You got a foot switch and you got the remote here. This thing we can anchor like we are right now. We're anchored to stop to fight the fish. But more importantly is you can dial your speed in. It's got the speed indicator right here. You can actually put it on a line. You can pick a line like that and it'll stay on that line. So if you get a good pass that's working for walleye, these things are amazing to do that. If you have a remote with your trolling motor, use it because it's very handy.
Something else that, and we're not using it right now, but we could if things got really hot. Because we've got GPS coordinates, when we drop a waypoint on the Garmin unit here, we could technically get that electric motor to run nothing but the waypoints and go from waypoint to waypoint on a troll. And like Pete said, he can control the speed. So if the wind kicks up a little bit, he just cranks it up a notch or two. And just keeps a constant speed, which we can see here on the screen as well. So
exactly,
it's the perfect world.
You can put a trolling pass, a waypoint at the top of the pass, a waypoint at the bottom of the pass, and you can just keep going back and forth. That trolling motor would take you exactly to that waypoint. Take it out, go back, navigate to, go to the next waypoint. So it's pretty handy, I have to say.
So, whoa, broke my line. What in the?
It spooled you.
You spooled me, just like that. Wow. There's what happens when you fall asleep at the switch. We were talking. I wasn't looking at the rod, I'll be honest with you. And
We heard it.
Hey?
We heard it.
We heard it at the end. Something spooled me completely. He's on, Pete.
Got him, buddy?
Yeah. He's not that big, buddy. Look at this. Now he's giving up on me. Yeah, small walleye.
Not that small.
No, not that small. I mean, decent, but.
He's bigger than you think. It's a good walleye.
Whoa, nice. He hasn't got my other bait in his mouth, does he?
No. Well, that's a good walleye, buddy.
He's got right on the bottom.
Nothing matter. Pliers right beside you if you need them.
Yep. Let's see if we can do this with neither one of us getting injured.
Nice. Solid fish.
Yeah. He hit me a lot harder than he looks, though, eh?
Stocky.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
See you later, pal.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's good. I mean, the strong wind like this.
Well, you know what? It wasn't what I promised, and that is getting my other bait back, but hey.
Yeah, if you do that, boy, you're a miracle worker. How's that sound? But that's a nice typical Northern Ontario walleye right there. Nice size to that fish. So you get a bunch of those in a day, you have a good day.
What's really encouraging is that we've been dragging the same long, thin baits around for quite some time without a single sniff. And then I switched to that, and we've had a lot of action just in the last little while with it.
Bigger fish hitting that too.
Yeah, and bigger fish, so who knows? Today's hotspot is an area that includes a break line, rock point, and a flat. And it's about the size of 2 football fields. The waypoint on your screen will get you right there. To find the fish holding spots, we use traditional sonar, side viewing, and forward viewing technologies. Since the fish were spread out, trolling was our best option. We used crystal minnow deep diving walleye crankbaits and ran them approximately 60 to 75 feet behind the boat using our electric motor. We also caught a couple of fish with a 3 dB deep diving bass crankbait as well. Our trolling speeds vary, but 1.5 to 2 miles per hour is always a good starting point. For more hotspots like this one, check out fishingcanada.com. The camera cannot do justice to what we're seeing right now around us.
Wow, what a difference in a day.
Unbelievable.
Your rod just went.
Oh,
Your rod
fish
just went.
on.
Be real. Oh, I think I got one too.
The lures we're using are designed for trolling, and even better yet, they're designed specifically for trolling walleye. Not to say that they won't work on other species, but man, do they ever work on walleye. They come in 3 different sizes that run at 3 different depths, approximately 7 to 10 feet, 10 to 15 feet, and 15 feet and beyond. Now, line size will ultimately determine the running depth of these baits. The thicker the diameter of the line, the shallower the bait will run. I believe that depth takes precedence over bait size every time. Anglers have to get that bait into the fish's strike zone. This is spooky.
Rain gear is on, folks, and we are going to get annihilated, so we're going to be...
The camera cannot do justice to what we're seeing right now around us.
Wow, what a difference in a day.
Unbelievable.
Your rod just went.
Oh,
Your rod
fish
just
on.
I'm going to go
Yeah,
ahead.
I got one, buddy.
Let me reel. Oh, I think I got one too. We saw those fish.
Doesn't feel like much, but it's a fish. You got one too?
Yeah, I got one too. We saw a little school. We saw a little school with a live scope. And wow.
Man.
Yeah, mine's not big. I can see him right here.
I wonder how much influence this sky filling in like this had.
Well, they say before a storm it gets crazy, right?
Well, this is crazy then.
Here's my guy's in already. My guy's small.
Oh, he's surfacing now.
Your guy is?
Yeah, he's up on the surface. He's small.
Well, you know what? It's a sign to get off the lake. And
Yeah,
the big fella
for
said,
sure.
well, I'm going to give you a little
Yeah, little walleye.
something to play with. Oh, boy. My guy is hooked like crazy. Nice, buddy. Excellent.
Oh, that was great.
Wow, this guy is hooked.
Just before this storm completely fills in the sky, eh? It's cool.
That's awesome.
Nothing big, but you know what?
You know what? It's fun.
For this moment in time, with this guy moving in like that, we were going to leave anyways in a couple of minutes, but this is kind of a fitting end. A little first doubleheader of the day.
That's right. on a Uzuri bass bait and a Uzuri walleye bait. So you couldn't be any better. We saw these fish on the screen, so very cool. Okay, double release. 1 and
bye-bye.
2.
Let's get in before this completely
get
closes in. We've got one little opening here, which is the area that we have to head into, and then this blanket is going to be above us.
Yeah, we're going to get wet. Okay.
Let's go.
Woo! Well, you just witnessed a very typical day of Ange and me trying to figure out what is arguably Ontario's most popular game fish. We started out pitching jigs into weeds and quickly determined that wasn't the way to go.
But as soon as we located a couple of schools of deeper fish with our electronics, followed by bringing out the trolling gear, it was fish on. Quite honestly, no matter what fishing methods we use when targeting Northern Ontario walleye, for us, it just never gets old. To get to today's fantastic walleye fishing, Pete and I first drove north on Highway 400 to Highway 69. From there, we headed west on Highway 17. Next, we turned north on Highway 546 at Iron Bridge, which eventually turns into 554. Next, we headed north on 129, carried on to Highway 101, and then turned right on 651. From there, we got onto First Street in the town of Missinabie, and finally arrived at Ernie's Cottages and Campgrounds.
The Fishin' Canada Show, brought to you in part by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Princecraft Boats, dominate the waters. Garmin, plot your paradise, reel 'em in. And Ontario, Canada, in partnership with Destination Ontario.
Closed captioning for this episode is brought to you by FishingCanada.com, the gateway to your next fishing adventure.